what it is.
What's up?
Got your person in the cut.
Hi, damn. How are you?
I'm tired, Grandma.
Dog. Oh. I'm tired of
July
it.
is like such a wild month.
Yeah.
I just feel like financially, it's had hands. And I feel like June also had hands.
And also, apparently there was a Gatorade. There is
Obviously.
one. I feel like I've been losing my mind. I'm not going to lie to you.
I remember last week when we were chatting, I felt like I was losing my mind over a situation. Like, I get you.
Yeah, no. Like, you're deep within. I'm deep within and I have to feel that shit.
A losing of the mind.
Oh, I have to like feel
what
it.
What a moment.
I can't like explain it away. Like, because usually that's what happens in my mind. Like, it will come and then I'll just kind of like intellectualize it, rationalize it.
Right now it's like, no.
Now it's like, we're feeling it. And I'm just like, but this is so hard, guys. Like,
it's not nice.
It's not nice feeling your feelings.
It's not nice.
It is not nice at all. We'll get into it in another episode, like really properly.
Yo, didn't you guys?
Yeah, no, you probably see in our eyes. We didn't even sleep last night. I think everybody didn't sleep properly last night.
Let me check. I think I slept, but
You had a long day.
I had a long day. I'm having long days, and I slept for like 7 hours.
Oh, I did like 2 hours.
Okay, but the deep sleep is literally only like 1 hour, 43 minutes. So
yeah,
it's not that much sleep.
Good
but
Lord.
like I slept like, but I'm just tired. I think we're in the middle of the year.
Yeah,
there's so much happening.
And you started a new job like almost mid-year.
Yeah,
so that's also quite
my
a lot.
new job in May. But that's been really okay. Like the people are cool. Like it's
energizing.
Cool. We
I love that.
I just think life and all its happenings and like not just bad stuff as well. Sometimes you get tired from like all the good stuff. I'm like, whoa,
all that good news. You're like,
oh,
guys, like, can we?
There's just so much happening.
Yeah.
Like I need a nap.
No, I get you. I get you.
2-day, 3-day nap.
Oh, that would hit, dude. Like, and deep sleep the whole way. I don't know how that works. I don't know how I'll wake up, but like
deep sleep.
Yeah. Well, this episode actually
it's a short one because last week's episode is going to be very long.
Yeah,
the one before this.
Yes,
it's going to be very, very long. This one is a shorty, and it's about things we're tired about that we don't want to see during Women's Month.
And we've done this before, and we are always going to.
And we're still here, all these years later,
millions of years, 7 years later. Like we're still at it.
It's still very bad. Last year, I saw some scary things.
Oh no, I don't know. Did I pay attention last year? Because I was just like, hey guys,
I saw some really scary things. They always seem to come and assault me
when you're least looking for them. Even So Women's Month. I don't know. I feel like. For the purposes of guys, because I don't want us to lose sight of Women's Month.
It's important. It's so important in South Africa.
And I think one of the biggest things that we deal with as, South Africans, as women in South Africa is that it gets lost in all of that, frilly, feminine, floral, like, ooh.
It's really not about all that.
And it's not about that. It is not about that. I'm going to read just a little bit, around.
Misho and her readings.
Listen, we read over here. Book is number one. So Women's Month essentially is from the 1st to the 31st of August. And we commemorate Women's Month as a tribute to the, I think, more than 20,000
It was a lot of women who marched.
In like 1956. Like, I'm thinking about that. I see the photos sometimes and I'm like, what? 20,000 women of all races mobilized.
Is it 20,000? Let's fact check.
Apparently it's
more than 20, yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's more than 20,000 who marched to the union buildings in protest against, the extension of the past laws to women. We weren't allowed to vote.
We weren't allowed to work.
Yeah.
If you were married.
Yeah.
How wild is that?
And you guys are, never mind.
Or work without your husband's permission or something. But like, there were certain restrictions that came especially with marriage as well.
Yeah.
And just like, restrictions on women in general.
Yeah.
Even studying, you were restricted to certain trades, right?
Yeah.
Which is why you find so many women who are nurses or teachers. Those were the two like most accessible things that you could do.
Yeah.
So I always think about it like, I think Women's Month for me is one of the things that really localizes and frames and contextualizes feminism really, really well.
Yes.
Because it's like all of those women saw that they deserved better, saw that they want to participate in society in a way that was more than or worth more than what the government was saying they could do.
Yeah.
And they did something about that.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I think also even them coming together around the past laws for Black women. And it was
women of all races.
Coming together as well to hand that petition to say, we don't want, women, all women, to be carrying around, the dompas. I think for me that it like you're saying, I think it really, when we get caught up in feminism and we skip South African or African feminisms, it's like, but guys, we have
references right here.
Yeah.
We have really references right here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will speak about feminism and be like, it's all these Western concepts, yaga, didi, da, 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 da. And it's like, no, like we have African, we have South African references of women taking action in certain ways, believing in certain theory and applying it. And it's been happening for so long.
Yeah.
So that's what makes Women's Month very important to me. But also the fact that like there's International Women's Day in like March.
Yes.
But we don't just use that. It's like we as a country have made sure that like Women's Day remains.
Yeah.
And it is important. But I think there's always that like commercialization of public holidays that companies do or capitalism has normalized, that sort of like erodes what the day is actually about, or what the essence is of the month.
Yeah.
And that is why you'll find really silly things in the streets, like this Women's Month, get 30% off bra.
Like, how about I don't wear them, maybe? Or how about you give them for free? How about that?
What's happening?
Or just, I don't know.
What's happening?
Like, or maybe
just
say
don't
donate.
run a silly special. Like maybe let's donate. For each bra I buy, you donate to a women's shelter or whatever. Like
literally,
Let's be more thoughtful.
I'm saying.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Might be very triggering, but what's the worst campaign you've seen during Women's Month?
What's the worst My memory is shit. What's the worst campaign I've seen? I think it would probably be that Men in Heels. That's the first one that comes to mind.
That.
Like I feel like there are definitely worse ones, but I think the one that really just feels very like okay.
It's a really annoying one.
Yeah, because also who said to you that they march to the union buildings in heels?
And also, why is that the definition of like womanhood? Like you get men that like to wear heels.
Yeah.
And also heels were actually originally created for men.
Literally.
My worst one, I remember I was still studying in Cape Town at the time. It was a government initiative where they were saying this Women's Day or whatever, this Women's Month, when you hoot, when you see a woman to recognize them, like to acknowledge them and like, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Do you understand?
In the era of street harassment?
Literally. Literally. They said hoot to acknowledge.
You are threatening me.
Woman, literally. The backlash, everyone was like, what do you mean? Do you understand that women actually feel like they are in danger when somebody hoots at them?
That is so wild.
Absolutely thoughtless.
And I know it's wild because I don't even remember it.
Girl, you remember it.
I definitely was. I definitely was up in arms.
You were up in arms.
It was when we were in varsity. I definitely was up in arms. But I just erased it because it was just like, you know what?
That is one of the worst.
Oh no! But
and then obviously always the Men in Heels.
Yeah.
And like not even. I hope this isn't like misconstrued as something that is like being homophobic.
Yeah.
Like if you are a man who likes to wear heels, that is your culture. Okay. That is a part of your identity.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a costume for Women's Day.
Yeah.
I don't know what these companies and brands and people think it represents, but it does not represent what they think it does. Instead, it's just like, what are you doing?
Apparently, it's so they know what it's like in our shoes.
I'm a woman and I don't wear heels. I haven't worn heels since 2019. So what are you going to know about my shoes? I wear the same shoes as you. Like, it does not have to be this abstract thing. Like, it doesn't need to be abstract to develop empathy and an understanding of the world and your role in it, the other person's role in it, and what you can do to make the world a better place for others.
Yeah, literally. And I think for me, another thing that I find quite grating during that period is people on social media, and I suppose even maybe brands and whatnot, like centering it around, not centering it, but like just underpinning relationship. Like, like bringing in that relationship element into
like treat your woman this.
And it's like,
treat your mom this. No, that's not what it's about. It's about like
treat all women.
Yes,
in fact.
and I think that's an important point because it speaks to how a lot of womanhood is sometimes perceived in relation to what you are for others, and not like just you being you. Just like you existing and you being and you dealing with the dynamics of your womanhood outside of you being a mother, a partner, a sister, a grandma, all of these other things. Like, what can we do for you? How can we improve the condition of womanhood right now?
Instead, they want to be talking about, oh no, send a woman an e-wallet. Do that, but it's not just about that. It's not about that. It is not about, oh babe, happy guys, please. Like, it actually grates me so much. And maybe it's because maybe I'm a bitch in my heart. Maybe I've never received Women's Day e-wallet or whatnot, but it's just like,
but
guys, that's my thing. Like happy Women's Month. Okay.
It's about
happy
like changing systems. Like, we need systems to change. Like,
we're meant to be drawing attention to the issues that South African women, and guys, there's so many issues that South African women face. Way too many issues. I mean, domestic violence, femicide. I mean, that's a national crisis.
The gender pay gap.
Big one.
I always think it's also so interesting that even when we get unemployment rates, you seldomly find like them demonstrating the gender splits.
Oh yes,
because a lot of families typically will invest more in the male children.
Oh yeah.
With the idea that they will grow and look after the family, which means that the girl children within that family and that ecosystem are at a disadvantage. And that obviously means that as we get older, women are more likely to be unemployed. And that is another how many jobs are we actually creating for women? And
even
also, are people adhering?
Yes,
schooling as well. And are people adhering to the triple PEE regulations that we have in place that are there to ensure that like women can enjoy some level of upward mobility? Because that is a very important thing. So before you have that campaign as a brand, putting lipstick on heterosexual men, putting them in heels, how many women are in leadership positions within your organization? And how many of them actually have the opportunity to actually have meaningful leadership? Like, where they can actually make decisions that actually have an impact. How many women are in your graduate programs? Like, what are you actually doing before that? Like, I would love to actually see companies releasing those stats as their Women Day campaigns, because then I know you're about your business and you're not just doing a gimmick for engagement and for your social media pages. Show us that.
No, I hear you. Another one for me is I mean, we are social people. We love a groove just as much as the next person.
Yes.
We love a groove just as much as this person. But as well, like just in a public speaking event and whatnot.
The panels.
Oh, guys, the panels. You're talking about Women's Month, but then there's a man there still. Why
and many
that?
men.
And many of them as
heterosexual men.
Like, what are we doing? Like, exactly, heterosexual men. Like, what are we actually doing? And why is it that every time you want the backlash, I suppose you guys do.
I don't know. At this point, I used to be one of those people that are like, no, it's not that sophisticated.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want the backlash. They genuinely did not know. At this point,
it's very unsophisticated. Like, because I'm just like, it cannot be every single year that we're saying, surely, are you trying to tell us that there aren't enough women out there that can speak or that can DJ? I mean, I've seen shout out Kat. She often on Women's Month highlights these, sort of events where they're saying like it's for women, but there's still like cis heterosexual men in the lineup. And it's like, guys, it's literally just for a month.
I literally saw the Good Morning lineup and it's women only.
Love that.
For Women's Month. And I was like, that Women's Day. Like, that makes sense.
That makes so
But you will see people doing audacious things, throwing a Women's Day event or an event on Women's Day.
Yeah.
And it's just predominantly men on the lineup. That time there were many amazing women DJs. Mum Thug.
Yeah. Like, so many cats. Regina, the Bedu Nights girls. Like, come on. So many people.
So please.
So
please do the right thing.
We can't keep lashing you guys. Like, every single year we must lash you guys. And it's also just, at some point we also need to, this is what I'm about. At some point we also just need to go, you know what? You've taken the piss for too long. We're never going to come to any of your things.
Yes.
Guys,
even ones that aren't during Women's Month.
I'm begging.
Or we're not going to support you even after or because
I'm begging. Like,
what are you doing?
We need to be applying that kind of pressure. Unfortunately, we really do. We really do need to,
take action.
Take action. Make sure that they see the consequences. Hit them where it hurts. It can't just be, we complain and then we also find ourselves there. We're supporting, we're feeding it. We are,
It speaks to that thing where it's like where people are so serious about hate watching.
Ooh.
And it's like, there's now another level. There's been like a progression where it's like, I only engage with this to be dismissive of it.
Yeah.
But they still meet their objective.
Yeah.
Like, they still get their numbers.
Yeah. Oh, and they do.
Because most of these things are, sometimes, okay, it is they're looking for a conversion and all of that, but most times it's just an awareness thing.
Yeah.
They just want, they just want to be known and to be out there.
Yeah. At our expense.
Yes. So we need to discern and measure, and then also discern in terms of, okay, this is how this person is treating my population during this time.
Yes.
This is how much they value me. How am I going to move forward?
Yes.
It's very, very important.
We really do need to be solution-oriented in that regard. Like, we don't need to treat those spaces like our interpersonal relationships where we have to now like, okay, but I'm weighing this, and even that
do so much work.
Fallacy is we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that about around spaces that aren't even ours. Like, it's not my space. Like, I'm not even going.
So you can actually disengage.
I can just disengage.
The healthiest thing to do might actually just be that.
Yeah, yeah, and even like as well, these like using Women's Month and Women's Day for like these predatory sort of club things.
Yes. Oh my word. Like, you've done it on Valentine's Day. It was weird.
Oh my word.
Now you're doing it
on Women's Month. Oh,
what's this like?
Ladies free. But we
actually, it's very important. You bringing up a very important thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Ladies free until like, that's not empowerment, dog. Like, getting people extra drunk.
Free shots and what? When we also know that we've heard many stories of spikings and all of these things. It's just like, guys, I don't know, like maybe apply some sensitivity. Just think, actually. It's not even applying sensitivity. It's actually just thinking.
Like, what is this day rooted in?
Yeah.
And what does this initiative actually mean? Like, what else could it mean?
Yeah.
I think that's very important. Like, not that I'd never considered it. We know that like those promotions are quite predatory.
Yeah.
But like, it slipped my mind that some places do it deliberately. Like, women, like bottomless drinks until don't on Women's Day.
Yeah. And it's like, but we also can see who you're letting in, where you are placing them. And also, it's just one of those guys, like, because typically, people are like, then they're going to be like, it's not that deep. And it's like, guys,
everything here is deep. unfortunately.
Yeah, we deeping.
I'm
we
sorry.
deeping stuff here.
Everything here is deep.
And it's like,
so-
guys, club culture, we know. Don't act like club culture is where equality comes.
No.
Please. That one is even if we do enjoy club culture, that's okay. But we cannot pretend that it's some kind of mecca for women.
Or
like,
womanhood.
Or womanhood or femme presenting.
It's like, yeah, people want to go shake their ass. That's
Yeah.
fine. We understand. But these are the conditions.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need to be really mindful and careful of certain things that occur within a space and how much danger they perpetuate.
Yeah.
And what you raised that is one of them.
Right. My other thing also, guys, my
She's
list
got
is
a lot.
long. No, it's long.
Let's go.
Is centering cishet women.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Because how do we know that in 1956 it was just cishet women?
It was definitely not.
It definitely wasn't.
It was definitely not.
So it's just like centering that.
And their experience of, like our experience of womanhood.
Yeah, and
which
that
is
archetype.
like just one.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's a specific archetype.
Pink flowers.
Yeah, flowers for Women's Day.
Give me no day. I mean, I love flowers, but
like, what are we doing?
What does that do from a systemic
Even
level?
like at work, dog.
Yeah.
At work, they be out here giving you flowers, but they like ignoring you in meetings. What's happening?
Or my pay raise is 3%.
What's happening?
Meanwhile, that other one is getting, far more. And it's just like, this is very like, it's nonsense. I often just, I won't lie, like maybe it's, I don't think I'm a very enthusiastic person often, but I just resort to just being like, thanks, but like in a very lackluster way, because I'm like, this isn't.
But I think we need to call spaces out, but it's just really unfortunate that they're not that safe.
Yeah.
Because I think workplaces, brands, people need to be held accountable when it comes to issues like this that have such a great impact on society.
Yeah.
I think what for me, what is grating me is that last year I saw quite a lot of like gambling companies with a lot to say. And for me, it's quite upsetting because I've been following the gambling issue, the remote gambling issue quite a lot since like 2020. And there's been a rise in the amount of women that gamble.
Yeah.
And what that means is money directly out of the home.
Yeah.
Like, yes, when men gamble, it means money's not coming home. But that money, there was a small chance it would have gone to like so many other things.
Yeah.
Would have gone to himself, would have gone to partners, There's like a lot of hurdles before that money gets home. But with women, typically when they get their money, they spend it on the home.
Yeah.
But now a lot of women within different age ranges and different class ranges are gambling.
Sure.
And it's something that's been so normalized. Like, I was so shocked last year to see
the stats.
The stats like are constantly updated.
Yeah.
But to see that space and what they were doing during Women's Month, and then also to see women, the amount of women that are gambling. Yeah. And it's not just like women who you can put in a specific box.
No, yeah.
It's
all kinds.
Our peers.
Yeah.
It's all kinds. I remember my partner was telling me that this was a few years ago actually, that one of the ladies who cleans at their office was like, who do you think is gonna win the game? He was like, sorry, like it was a football game. Who do you think is gonna win?
Yeah.
I've bought a voucher. I'm gonna bet. And now it's at a level where like women are even openly speaking about betting online.
And it's been a while, yeah.
Openly.
There was this, the other one, the one that started initially, that sports bet, whatever is it?
Betway or whatever. Yes, they are openly betting, openly asking people for what they think. And the problem for me is the fact that like the generational impact of that is going to be so scary. Yeah. So I need those guys to actually stay away, keep their mouths shut.
I mean, already gambling addictions are, guys, they are ravaging us. Not just everybody, but like our age group.
Our age group is in hell. Because also you're already like struggling to make ends meet.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you've changed a lot in terms of like your lifestyle. Yeah. You can keep the same lifestyle, but the way you lived 2 years ago, the way you lived last year, you can't live like that now. Yeah. Like I put fuel in my car And wow,
Hey.
I'm not getting bang for my buck.
My dear.
I go shopping for groceries. I'm not getting bang for my buck.
Yeah.
Like I'm
So
constantly
you want to,
crying.
you want to stretch, you want to
Literally.
get
So before
more,
you're even losing money, you're
gosh.
already losing it by doing the norm.
Ugh.
And then when you bring gambling in
Yeah.
and how like addictive it is and how it's actually also like a way that depression manifests.
Yes.
It makes me so sad.
Yeah. We really do need to have an episode about
it
this.
makes me
I actually really
so
think we do.
sad.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. And to see, because most of our audience is young women.
Absolutely.
To see young women being trapped by gambling.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, reach out.
Please,
There are even the gambling sites themselves. Like, there's ways to get help from them. There's ways to get help from like your medical aid.
Yes.
There's gambling like toll-free lines that you can call. Have that conversation with the strangers. Get yourself like blacklisted from the platforms.
Yes.
Get help, because it really does not end well.
It really
It's
doesn't.
really bad now that it's like remote.
Yes.
I know of so many older ladies from where I'm from who used
Family
to literally
members
go to the casino and like literally just gamble their entire salary the day it lands. And these are like teachers, you know, nurses, and then for the rest of the month, baboleki mali, then they owe money. Then they think that when they get the money, they're going to be able to go gamble and win more and be able to pay off the debts.
And when you consider the shame as
you
well.
slip into it so easily. And I think another layer of it is actually like, I've seen some really irresponsible advertising from the buy now, pay later sort of models and companies. They also, like Father's Day, they're there, like you can buy a gift and do this. Mother's Day is the same. They're going to do the same during Women's Month. They did it the same last year.
Absolutely.
I think that's also like another trap that a lot of people are finding themselves in, especially considering the changes and fluctuations right now in terms of like your fixed income. So many people are falling off, and then the interest rates are just like crazy.
They're
so
going up,
please also be careful with that too, and don't let that advertising trick you, because we shouldn't be buying any gifts for Women's Month.
Why exactly?
It's not a it's not like a joyous celebration. No,
it really isn't. It's not a joyous celebration. It was literally women being like, "Yo, you strike us, you striking a rock, you will die." Literally,
and we're taking some action against this, because this is not a way to live.
Literally.
And I think we need to be concerted about what is not our way to live right now. Like, what is our cause? What are we going to stand up for and stand against? And how are we going to do it?
Because hyper-consumerism. No. Especially over Women's Month.
It's weird.
Like the more I think about it, I'm just like,
so weird.
It's so weird. Like, it actually is just not a good fit. Like, if you sit and think about it, it just isn't a good enough fit. Like, it's fine. Those Mother's Day and Father's Day, they're built for that. They were meant for
created for that. Valentine's created for that.
But this is like a national commemoration. And we want to commercialize that. We want to consume. We want to, exchange with capital that isn't even working for us. So I need us to screw our heads on and decide, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we standing up for? And for who as well? It's not just about us now and that's it. There's future, literally. Even if you're not going to have kids or whatever, guys, all these children are ours.
All of them.
All of them. And I'm talking about everybody. I'm not just saying women.
They're all of us.
They are meant to be all of ours. And so we must also be responsible in that regard. You can't think that just because I'm not a mother and I'm never going to be a mother, that I can't be responsible when it comes to these things.
In whatever states. Like,
no, beloved. No, you can't. No, you cannot. You mean you can? It's your life.
But we'll fight that.
We'll fight that. Exactly. We'll fight that. So yeah, guys, I think we need to be really discerning. During these months, we need to be grounded in what this month is about.
And I think we have the local elections approaching. And that is a big time for us to make informed decisions about participation. If you are going to participate, why are you participating? who are you going to like put your cross next to?
Yeah.
Why?
I even
And
wanna check
how are
the
you going to
stats.
participate within your community, within your local community?
Yeah.
And then number 2, if you're not participating, what is informing that decision?
Yeah.
What do you need to be different in order for you to participate?
Yeah.
What actions can you like partake in to create a world where you want to participate?
Yeah.
Who are the women candidates? What do they stand for?
Yeah.
What do they speak to? Whose interests do they sort of further?
Yeah. Do you interact with
it's
them?
a very important time for us to think about those things as well, because this is when things like our votes and all of that were fought for and considered.
Yeah.
So there's so much.
The other day, like I was like, oh, I need to find my counselors, because I don't know what I was reporting, but I was like, it's those kind of things where it's like, oh, you need to.
And people have a warped perception. But yes, finish your point. Sorry,
like,
because I'm always disturbing
y'all
my
are
friends.
always, oh my word. But what was I saying? Oh,
you were saying like you were looking up your counselor.
Yes, like and I was realizing like, oh, this is also what it's about. It's not just about going to the ballot and
it's about actually engaging and making sure that those people are servicing the needs of the community because they've been elected to do that.
Yes.
And I think there's this misconception where people think that the discerning vote is the vote of people of a higher LSM, whereas you'll find that in these high LSM neighborhoods and environments, people don't even know who the councillor is. They don't go to the ward meetings. That's not the case in the township.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
yes, exactly.
who the councillor is. They're going to be going to that person's house in protest. They're going to be celebrating with that person if they're doing well.
Yeah.
They are politically engaged.
Yeah. So who stays in these suburbs here in Johannesburg?
Delusional about like political knowledge and who's actually participating in their community and in society and all of that, because what I know and what I've seen is not what we project.
Yeah.
So when you're saying those irresponsible things about hide your granny's ID. Your granny knows who a counselor is. They know where to go. They know where the SASA, the meetings are for the SASA updates and all that. Those are the markers that are important to them.
Yeah.
If you think that there are different things that they should know, awaken them to them.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing within the communities that we occupy.
Yeah.
Do you go to your clinic within your area?
Yeah.
Because I remember when Zazie was small, we still lived in Parktown North.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
Uyoza was literally like, no, why are you going to get the kids shots?
Actually, Zoo was also telling me that.
Or at like a discount or paying these prices when you could take the kid to the clinic.
Yeah.
There's so few people that actually go to that clinic.
Yeah.
So you can actually go. And we went to
even
the clinic.
the times of the vaccine.
Actually, yes, that's the time that people engaged with the clinics.
Yeah.
When the vaccines, lines are fine, they're clean, all of this. But I'm like, we need to use those services so that we can also stop yappa. Oh, I'm paying so much tax. All this, all that.
Because I'm not liking those chats. I'm very worried about that.
It's a very weird chat because I'm like,
worried.
That tax, the roads when I drive to the Eastern Cape. It's that tax.
Listen.
My family members who use public healthcare, it's that tax. I have people in my family who have been on chronic medication for like the last 30 years.
That's our tax.
It's that tax.
Literally.
SASA, it's that tax.
Yes.
Kids getting education in non-fee paying public schools, it's that tax.
Even in universities.
Those feeding programs, it's that tax.
Yeah,
our universities were subsidized by that tax.
That's also another one where I'm like, guys, please.
Let's be more informed.
And even more like, especially as us as young women, I mean, there's a whole thing of, women owning properties and all of that. You cannot own, you can, it's your life. You cannot own a property and then not be involved in, what is happening in your neighborhood.
Yes. We have to be involved. And also
have to.
For your safety, for your
it's for you.
Investment and all of that, we have to be more active and more involved. And I think it's a great month for us to reflect on those things and to take more action. I think I see it in myself a lot. I think we're very passive as citizens. We're very, very passive and we've fallen into this class trap of having buyer on the say,
complain,
but very little to do.
Yeah.
And thinking that the money that we pay for tax or whatever
My
should be like
gosh.
this golden. I'm like,
It's a lot of money.
when
but
you listen
please.
to yourself speaking, do you not hear what you sound like?
Yeah, it's just like, no, guys, no. Yeah, it's a lot of money and all of that, but the sentiments are very worrying. Maybe we'll have like a nice episode with someone who's in the tax space.
Yes, I think
mean,
that
my
would
best
be
friend
great.
is in that.
I think
actually.
one of those tax
Yeah.
and elections.
Yes,
I
we
think
do.
those are
We do
two
need to have that
really
before,
important
yeah.
conversations
Yeah.
to have, especially as women.
Yeah.
We are seeing what's happening in the world. We are seeing how regressive politics are currently.
Yeah.
We are seeing the things that like so many states in the West are regressing on, and we know when they sneeze, we all catch a cold.
Yeah.
We're
Trickles
seeing
down.
that within other African countries.
Oof, guys.
So our constitution, I love you so much,
Please.
baby.
But we need to
I
fight
love
for
you,
her.
But we need to keep you
fight
safe.
for her. It cannot just be about, and I think even with the elections that are coming up, it cannot just be about, oh, we have water outages, we have potholes. Guys, please. They are policymakers as well.
Also, my baby.
They are policymakers.
Also, my baby. The reason why we have these water outages and all of this is because that infrastructure was not built to be considerate
for all of us. Yeah.
Of all of us.
Yeah.
And yes, the government needs to pull up their socks and update it and make sure. But it's not just something that is happening because of the last 30 years. It's not.
No.
It's not. And those
we were built for failure, dude. Like the new South Africa was built for failure.
So we need to be considerate of those things.
Yeah.
And also not be delusional about where we are and why.
Yeah.
And I'm not making any excuses for the government. Like
no.
naughty.
No.
Stoat.
Yeah.
But and
Just
it needs to be reflected at the voting, like at the during the elections.
Yeah.
We need to see that at the polls. But we also need to be mindful of what the reality of South Africa actually is.
Yeah.
What does that mean for us? And what do we need to change?
Yeah.
Because I feel like post Fees Must Fall, I literally have not felt a great connection to like some sort of civil action.
No.
And I think we're like just floating in the wind when we are without that.
Oh, that was also
with what?
We had the list stuff because that was post.
Yes, it was
even
post,
that
but
was,
that was also so layered.
Yeah.
Like it was just so layered and lost momentum because of so many things. But I think, what are we going to be unified about? Like, what is our women's?
What are we coming together to really guard? Because there's also that.
Yes.
There's so much of, the rights that we enjoy that we need to guard.
They need to be protected.
So much. We cannot be thinking at such an individual level where it's like, for me, I just want to be able to go to the park. I mean, we do want to go to the park, guys. Absolutely. It can't just be about, like I've said, the potholes,
literally,
the outages, all of that. What about abortion rights? You know what I mean?
Access
to abortion. We should be fighting even more for that.
Access
because
to
currently
family
contraceptive.
planning.
Yeah, access to contraceptives. What is it? Access to the HIV vaccines. We've got the injection now that's been rolled out.
Access to PrEP.
Please.
Access to quality and equitable access to education.
Yes.
Like what are we saying?
Yeah.
But I think it's actually quite funny when you look at the pothole issue and how like that's been like that was front and center of like Helen Zille's campaign.
Yeah.
Because for me that was like, this is such a cheap shot.
Silly, yeah.
You're also saying like these people are so easy to convince. Let's look at an inconvenience
like
that is minor in the greater scheme of things.
Absolutely.
In the greater scheme of things.
Yeah.
In the greater scheme of things that they have not been able to solve in Cape Town or anywhere.
Because when the DA now comes and says they want to abolish access to termination of pregnancies, then what?
No, but you know what? The thing is, like, even with there was the Bella Act.
Yes.
I believe they were against it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some elements of it that they were against.
Yeah.
And that's because of like the religious fundamentalism that you find.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I think and now we might be going into like that election episode.
Yeah.
I think the main issue is that the reality is when a certain administration comes into power within certain spaces. We've seen it in Cape Town.
Yeah.
For people who are in a certain class bracket, they get elevated.
Yes.
And life gets better.
Yeah.
Right? And these people will make the selfish decision.
Yeah.
I've been speaking for too long. Decision
Yeah.
to vote for this party that will
keep them. Yeah.
Yes, they're very selfish.
Their comforts and all of these things. Yeah.
Which is why they went for potholes.
Child.
Right? And then life is we've seen Cape Town townships.
Guys.
And life for other
building
people.
walls and shit. Like,
life is going to get worse for certain people. So we really need to be mindful of that in the decisions that we're making. And when I say this, it's like, you think it's going to improve your quality of life if you make a certain decision. But the more your quality of life improves and the worse it gets for others, the more danger you're actually in.
Yeah.
We're all in.
We're all in, yeah.
We're all in.
Us, yeah.
Because if the wealth gap improves, crime increases, and society becomes way more dangerous. We're seeing it, and that's the reality of South Africa.
We're facing, yeah.
Like, and that's the reality. And then
who is on the receiving end of that crime? Who are the victims? Hello. So it's just like
victims will be on both ends.
Yeah,
they will be on both ends. Like, nobody is spared.
Yeah.
So we need to be mindful,
please.
But also, just to wrap it up, we did say this one would be extremely short.
Yeah, we're tired as hell. I'm sure you can see.
Women's Month. If there's one thing you'd like to see, what is it?
One thing I would like to see is a more, especially amongst like our age group, like a more collectivist attitude around Women's Month. Like, for us to really, like what we're discussing, for us to really go, okay, it's Women's Month. What can we do as women? As, I don't know, example, listeners of SMGO, what do we want to do? Do we want to sit and discuss? Do we want to, those kind of things? I think I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see, especially in this age where, people are lonely, people, don't have people. I think I'd like to see us building in that sense, not just building our acumen in terms of, the systems and how we'd like to move forward, but as well building in community. I'd love that. I'd really love to see, more women coming together and saying, you know what, it's Women's Month and we want to do something as a collective. Even if it's just a few of you, and maybe that inspires other people, and all of that, until we get to a point where it's now just a norm, where it's like, Women's Month or Women's Day, we're going to come together as women and we are going to mobilize for whatever it is. I mean, I'm challenging myself even with that, especially the older I'm getting. I'm like, they definitely...
I'd be feeling so useless in terms of, like, I'm not useless in my life, but so useless in terms of, like, there's very little action.
Yeah, like, and like I said, the children are ours. We cannot pretend as though, like, children are like far. We already have, a bunch in the squad. We've got nieces, we've got nephews, all these things. So yeah, I'd really like to see that. What would you like to see?
I think for me, a few years ago, I think the first time I got really agitated and annoyed by, like, digital activism was when it was like everyone was changing their profile picture to, like, black.
Yeah.
And I remember now there was, like, the one where people were changing it to purple.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember there was, it just felt like too easy.
Absolutely.
It felt like too easy.
Yeah.
It felt like showing solidarity needs effort.
Yeah.
It needs action.
Like, what's happening in your mind?
Yes, what's happening in your mind, but also what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm challenging myself to go back to that space. Ooh. Because we used to be in that space.
Yeah.
Like, we used to be doers. Like, we used to be at marches. We used to go to shelters. We used to do stuff. Because now with this thing where we just show up online and we think it's enough, I've found that it becomes easier to be in solidarity with perpetrators.
Absolutely.
Because they will pretend like they're in the space. And I think there's been so many times where somebody will send me like a screenshot of people saying stuff where they're like, oh, this whole squad, like so many of their friends were called out as abusers and this. And I'm like, it's because it was all online that people thought that that's what solidarity is.
Yeah.
And now it's like that's stuck on you. And I'm like, I'd rather be doing the doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Offline, making women's lives better in specific ways and figuring out what those ways are.
Yeah.
Because it was weird, even with the purple one, I saw like this girl that we all knew who abused their partner and was exposed for it. They had a purple profile picture on TikTok, and I was like,
yeah.
What?
I didn't change mine.
What?
None of mine, because I was just like, guys.
And like, I understand for people who are like in different parts of their journeys and it means different things for them. But for me, I was like, a lot of how we show up is just like centering ease as opposed to impact. And it's very important that we need to focus on the impact.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of awareness.
Yeah.
We all know that we have a GBV problem. We all know that women are disproportionately like affected by how much access to education that they get based on their class and everything.
Yeah.
We know these things. We need to stop just speaking about them and what's happening and start doing more. Like start doing more. How do we show up to shelters? How do we support women in need?
Yeah.
How do we lend an ear and give resources? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So that's for me is like a big challenge. And I'm hoping that by the end of this year, or if we come back and reflect on this next year, we're like, actually, guys, this is what we managed to do.
Even as an ethnic community.
This is how many, this is how many women it helped.
Yeah.
Or like how many situations it solved or made better.
Yeah.
Because I think it's time for action.
It's time for action.
It's time for action. Like
we've sat long enough.
We've thought about stuff. We've thought about.
We've theorized.
Spoken so much.
It's time for the praxis now. You know, we have to act on these things. We have to make our beliefs concrete.
Yes.
You know, where we can actually go, oh, this works or it doesn't work.
Yes.
Because I think that there's also that. Like it's easy
we don't even know what works.
Exactly. It's
because
easy to take on an ideology. Yeah. Easy to take on an ideology because you're like, oh, this makes sense. But in practice, you know, what
how do things work out?
Yeah.
How do things work out? You're right. How do things work out in practice?
Yeah.
What does it mean for me to take a stand against this thing? What would the pushback be? How far am I willing to go?
Yeah.
We don't know these things. And I know there are women out there who do.
Yeah.
Oh, who are doing.
Yeah.
And we need to
and hit us out
them.
also. If you do.
And you think that it's something that we could help out with as a community, let us know and we can see how we can go.
Absolutely.
But thank you for listening. It feels weird to say like, comment and subscribe after that. So we won't. But see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.